October brought a lot of bombshell stories. Today we're going to do a quick overview of 4 of them. I'm Peter E. Watts, and you're watching Pro-Democracy News. On October 1st, President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth met with 800 U.S. military generals and admirals. Hegseth laid out his plan to dramatically restructure and repurpose the Defense Department to align with its new name, the War Department. President Trump called military leaders to prepare their soldiers to fight the enemy within. It's clear from the rest of the speech that he was first referring to non-citizen immigrants residing and working in the U.S. And for Trump, he doesn't differentiate. He talks about non-citizens as if they are all the same, as if they are all criminals. Targeting all non-citizen immigrants is bad enough, but if you listen to the speech, he is referring to more than just non-citizens. He goes on to talk about using the U.S. military to target big American cities that have Democratic mayors and governors. This should alarm all Americans, regardless of which political party you identify with the most. Historically speaking, U.S. presidents do not use the military against citizens of the United States. When dealing with crime, that has been traditionally the job and function of local and state law enforcement. Which brings us to the second bombshell news. President Trump has ramped up his plans to deploy the National Guard to major Democratic-led cities all across America. He's already done this in Los Angeles back in June of this year when protests broke out in response to the violence and the abusive tactics of ICE agents during arrests of non-citizen Latino immigrants, many of whom, by the way, are hard-working residents in LA. ICE agents have even targeted and arrested Latino American citizens, sometimes claiming it was a mistake, and other times claiming they are just interfering with arrests. Trump's next target is Chicago, and he has already stated his intention to send troops to Portland, Oregon, though a federal judge has temporarily blocked those efforts. Number 3, the U.S. government is now in its second week of a government shutdown. The shutdown began after midnight on October 1st, Eastern Standard Time, due to the inability of party leaders to agree on a government spending bill. Prior to the shutdown, Republican leadership stated they wanted to pass a clean, continuing resolution bill without additional spending. Democratic leadership pushed back, stating that if they had passed the Republicans' clean resolution bill, the current funding allotted for the ACA, or the Affordable Care Act, is set to expire at the end of December of this year, which means that insurance premiums for Americans who are currently on the ACA could more than double at the start of January. Democrats wanted funding for the ACA to be extended and included in the continuing resolution bill. Republicans disagreed. The government shutdown displays in full view that Republicans in Congress are taking steps to totally defund ACA. It has been their ambition since the Obama administration. The question for all Americans remains: should healthcare be a right or a privilege? Congressional Republicans and Democrats consistently tell us what their answer is to that question by the way that they vote on healthcare issues in Congress. Democrats in Congress consistently vote that healthcare is a right, while Republicans continue to vote that it's a privilege. And number 4, the Epstein Files controversies have not gone away. In fact, they've only increased. Since the last time I spoke about this, the discharge petition led by Republican Thomas Massie and Democrat Ro Khanna in the House of Representatives needed just one more signature from a Republican in Congress in order to force a vote that would demand the DOJ to release the full Epstein Files. Although there are over 100 Republicans in the House who could sign the petition, not one of them has stepped up except for the 4 members who've already signed it. However, there's been some recent good news on that front. A House seat opened up in the spring. This allowed for what's called a special election. And the individual who won the special election was Democratic Representative Adelita Grijalva, who has already committed to signing the petition once she's sworn in. This would make her the 218th and final House of Rep needed to sign the petition. Once she is sworn in, it would make her a new member of the House of Representatives. However, House Speaker Mike Johnson denied her the opportunity to be sworn in prior to the government shutdown, even though he legally could have and should have. Johnson is clearly using the shutdown as an excuse to not swear her in, which only delays her signing the discharge petition, and this, of course, delays full vote in the House of Representatives, forcing the release of the Epstein Files. For everyone paying attention, whether you are conservative, liberal, or moderate, the Republicans' delay tactics over the full release of the Epstein Files demonstrates loud and clear that the Republican leadership in Congress and nearly all Republicans in the House of Representatives, except for 4 who signed the petition already, are engaging in a massive cover-up. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please do me a favor and hit like on the video. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe for more breakdowns like this. If you want to support my work, become a paid subscriber to my weekly Substack newsletter. There's also a free option. The link is in the description.